All right, Real Conversations, episode 19. Oh, man. I'm in a new location. Feeling good. I got some good brothers here today. Oh, man, can you introduce yourselves? Please, for the people.
What's going on, y'all? It's BG, Brian Gardenhire, LES Express.
And it's Roudy St.Fleur, also known as Making Moves. And a whole lot of other things as well, too, but a creative consultant out of Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, man. That's really dope, man. So let's talk about, because I follow you guys on Instagram, right? I follow you on Instagram, and it's like you got the whole, like, youth out there playing ball. Talk to me about that, man, because it's, to me, it feels like that you teaching them, like, the fundamentals, what they not getting by playing outside on the, how I play on a crate.
Right.
Because I played on the crate.
Yeah,
I took it back. And, you know what I'm saying? So it was like I had to basically play on a crate now, and it wasn't organized. But how did you guys get the kids to start realizing that organized basketball is the best fundamental for them to play?
From experience, for the most part, it's just experience in general. We played fundamental basketball as well too, and but we also played street ball as well, and learned how that transpired into fundamental basketball or in a more structured environment as well too. And so pretty much that, and then our connection with them as well too. So kind of like we're influencers as well. So that's like key in order to pretty much tap into their mindset or their hearts or whatever it is to have them trust us and go about it that way. I don't know how he would feel as well, but I think it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's similar. I mean, I play basketball, so at college level, and then overseas, so professionally in about 4 countries. So basketball is a tool that took me different places around the world, and I also worked with kids for a not-for-profit for 10 years. So had a history behind that. But I think in the era that we live in, as far as with social media and just a lot of things gadgetly, kids, they just think that what they see they could do without actually being instructed and taught.
Oh, yeah. But you know what's crazy? I was just gonna ask you a question. Like, you said you played overseas. Where you played at?
I played in Israel, Mexico City. Yeah,
How was it over there?
It's different. You know what I mean? It's real different.
The culture.
The culture is different. Just you kind of like really appreciate what you have at home. Yeah. You can't just go to the bodega store, 24-hour store, and get something to drink. Everything is pretty much militant. You know what I mean? And you gotta learn how to adjust and be away from home. I'm a family person, so it was tough for me. So it wasn't really my road, but I'm glad I was able to get the experience to be able to do it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what y'all talk to the kids about, that experience right there, because that's a lot, man. Because most of the kids, they play at, they play in Brooklyn, Harlem, this place. They wouldn't witness that in their family members playing like overseas. So how did that like? I know they ask you like 1,001 questions, like, how was it? What did you eat? Where did you sleep? Like because that's kids. They always inquiring and to know everything. You know what I'm saying? So, do you guys feel like now you guys are able to like teach the kids, I guess the youth? Because give me the ages. You didn't give me I get the ages from.
Ages are from 5 to adult. But I mean the kids program is about 5 to about 18, 19 from when they graduate high school. Yeah. But we also do adult leagues and stuff like that. Okay. Based in the community, but service the whole tri-state area from New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Philadelphia. But the kids are about 5 to 18, so we try to get them. I mean, it's important to get them while they're really young. Yeah. So you can groom them. Yeah. Because what happens is if you get a kid that's 13, 14, he has a lot of bad habits. You know what I mean? Or sometimes they think they know everything. So it's good to really get them early so you can kind of enroot all of the fundamentals and proper things that they need to do to be successful. Even as far as being student athletes. So we push being a student athlete more than just being an athlete. Okay. Because anybody can shoot a basketball, but you have to carry a certain criteria to be able to go to college and get a scholarship. So that's what New York City, I feel, is suffering the most at. Because a lot of kids are very talented, but we're not getting the majority of kids to go to college and do what they have to do and be successful.
Do y'all feel like is a way for us to fix it? Like, how can we fix it though? Like,
I mean,
because you guys are doing your part,
right?
But like, wouldn't it go to like the school system, right? Like, wouldn't it like wouldn't it affect the kid to know the fundamentals of basketball and, like you said, school, and understanding, like, okay, if a 13-year-old, he thinks he know everything, right? So like, oh yeah, I think I know everything, so I can shoot a basketball, but your academics is like poor. You know what I'm saying? So like it goes hand in hand. So like that gym teacher, like, oh yeah, just go play ball, don't worry about this. But like I think they should be more educated on, like, yo, listen, this is what you need to do versus this is what you should do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, for us, the approach that we take, and I think a lot of people should take as well too. So well, I was kind of a school person, but not much. But I took the creative route as well. So I was into art, I was into music, I was into a lot of other things as well too, which that channeled in basketball as well. So the platform that we provide is with, say, for our middle school league, is okay. Yeah, we're giving you an opportunity to play against each other, play against the top teams and stuff like that as well too. But then also bring in the creative aspect where you can come in and talk to like different creators within art, within fashion, all that other stuff as well too. So maybe you're not good at the books, but then at least there's some type of structure and within creating as well. Okay. And using basketball as maybe a gateway to do something else, or a platform to do something else. So maybe the school system has to find a way to like pretty much try to tap into these kids' minds and give them a platform as well, like bring in the art programs, bring some of that stuff back in too, because those are careers, not just regular corporate work. Is no offense, to that, but
no suit and tie,
right?
Right.
And to piggyback what he said, I think it's also it's a village too. You know what I mean? It's not just one person. It's just not the guidance counselor in the school. You know, it's the parent, it's the basketball coach, and it's also the kid. You know, we try to teach them accountability as far as, if you really want to do this, then like he said, we kind of give them a platform to understand that these are the steps you have to take. Okay. So you can't say, well, my coach didn't tell me I need to have an 85 average and get a 1400 on my SATs. We're going to tell you what you need to do, and you have to take the steps to go on and do that. So, a lot of times people want to quick to put the blame on someone else, but not take accountability for themselves to do it.
So who helps sponsors your I said your podcast. This is a podcast, Real Conversations, episode
that might be in fruition for us as well too. But yeah, go ahead.
Definitely. So who sponsor you guys?
As of now, it's like a 50-50 thing where it so happens that I work for Adidas as well. Well, I'm a contract consultant with Adidas as well, so I use some of my resources with that to help, and then also ourselves, and then other sponsors as well too. Okay, pretty much.
Yeah, program been running for about 6 years. Okay. When Roudy came in and helped us about a year and a half ago, 2 years, but we basically go out and get independent sponsors. Like in the past, we've had Shady Records, we've had Rock Nation Sports, we've had a cool clothing line, Above the Rim. Okay. So we just pretty much try to go out and get as much help as we can. But I'm big on independence because I really don't like to have a lot of people come in and try to dictate how you want to run your thing. So I'm very influenced on how the uniforms look, on how the kids, how the court looks, on how the program is run, because I'm big on as far as just doing things your own way. Because a lot of times you get caught up in sponsorships, and then they want to come in and reprogram your whole program. So now it's different.
That you have going on. I understand. I feel what you're saying, because that's how it works. You know what I'm saying? Where people, they come in and they want to say, okay, well, this is what you can do. You know what I'm saying? Right. Instead of changing, it's black. Your original color was black. Now they got it like purple or something like that. They try to alter and change, your ideas.
Dynamic.
And you can't have people change ideas. So, like, when I was thinking about, when you just said you played overseas too?
Real brief. It was not even. I wouldn't even. It's St. Vincent, a tournament.
Because this is what I was thinking, right? Like, you got an 18-year-old, right, in college, and then you got a dude 18-year-old playing ball overseas. Like, to me, I would play overseas because they give you money, right? Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but realistically, it's not about the money, but also the opportunity to play with individuals who are slightly older and more mature overseas versus playing with younger individuals who might be slightly mature and not. That's just my opinion.
We're talking about triple Bs, as you about to get into.
I mean, for me, I don't think. I think college basketball is the best way to prepare yourself to be a professional, because you're playing against the top players in the country. If you're talking about the Division I level, and then it's still a whole process about going up the ranks. You know what I mean? So a lot of people are quick to trying to make the jump, but they don't understand the process of, okay, I got to be coached. Yeah. You know what I mean? So a lot of times that's why the whole one and done rule came in. It was like, all right, I'm gonna try college, but it might not work for me. So now I'm gonna go to the NBA because I have a more NBA game.
Do you agree with the one and done, though?
I do.
Do you agree with the one and done?
I agree with a lot of things in life, and I disagree with a lot of things in life. But if it doesn't work for me, then that's cool. If it works for that person, then that's cool. Yeah. But it's still trial and error for everyone. So it's kind of like, hey.
And then the thing with overseas, not to cut them off, but with overseas is not, like if you're 18 and you go overseas and you're not a big name, you're going to probably make less than $1,000 overseas. Yeah. So it's not as kind of glitz and glamour as it looks and appeals. Okay. So versus if you go to college, let's say you go to Maryland, University of Maryland, you play 2 years, you may average 10 points. But now your stock is higher for overseas because you're more marketable versus just being an 18-year-old who played high school and averaged 25 points.
Yeah, in high school.
It's like, okay, you did that, but so what?
So basically, I mean, during the lockout at one point, some top NBA guards, I'm not saying any names, would go overseas and play and sometimes don't even see the floor. Yeah. So it depends on the system. It depends on the league. There's so many different rules.
The only person I know that, well, I'm going to say not the only person I know, but the person that I know that flourished was Marbury. Right? Like, we all agree. Like, Marbury, I think he has his own statue in China right now.
He does.
Yep. One of my favorite guards.
And his sneakers are selling in China.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, he wasn't able to do it he was able to do it at a high level until he got to hit 32, 33, to that level, and then he went overseas and played. Like, I look at it like that too. What Marbury did was great because he got to experience the whole NBA for like almost 6-7 years,
right?
And then went overseas and dominated and took that experience and dominated over there. Won championships and everything. Do you think that might be a good idea? Do y'all think that might be a good idea?
Well, Marbury was proven since like high school or even like middle school. He was like already ready. I guess Born Ready should have been his name, but like since middle school. So yeah, and then so the whole one and done thing for him, he was ready for that as well. He was already ready for the NBA. So him going overseas, he's bringing all that experience and everything out there. So it's like
the fan base and everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
So and that. I guess that entrepreneurship as well too, that mindset. A lot of people didn't see that he had as well too, which I guess China was good for him as well to like, pretty much showcase all the stuff that he actually has. You know,
and he was an NBA star, so I mean it's kind of not really, not saying it's a bad kind of to use Marbury because he was a proven NBA All-Star. So it's kind of tough to put him in that retrospect because he had a major contract with N1.
Yeah, he
had a bunch of things going on. So his marketability value for China was huge.
Yeah, I think it was just the same as Yao Ming.
Right, right.
Was, so me personally, I do believe in the one and done. Right, I do believe in it, but also like you said, staying in school for an extra year or two to get the fundamentals right, to get the toughness right, the mental toughness, because you got to be mentally tough to go into the league. And even playing overseas, you still have to be mentally tough at the end of the day.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So I agree with that. But What I don't agree with is that the players is not. They working hard. They in the gym.
They're not battle tested.
They're not battle tested, and the money too. Like they working. Like dudes have to take out insurance on their body.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know who it was, but this was football. But he took like $1 million insurance out on his arm. You know what I'm saying? Like they taking risks, and the only reward is that you make it to the league. And the risk that you taking, you might hurt yourself and you might damage your whole career. So why they not getting paid? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they should get paid.
Right.
Yeah, I hope y'all said.
I mean, they should get. They should a stipend. I mean, in college you get a stipend.
You get a stipend.
People don't really like. If you're a scholarship athlete, you get a stipend. You get a couple $100 a month to be able to do what you need to do. I agree they should get more because. The TV contracts and the different things that the colleges are benefiting off the kids, or they're making money off of them. Yeah. But in the same time, you're getting an education. So at the same time, and you're not only getting education, but you're getting what comes with the school, the alumni, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, so you can always go back to the school and be able to maybe to work there, or somebody in the school may get you a job. Yeah. So we're talking about longevity versus. Some people who may take the one and done route and say, well, I'm going to leave because I'm ready now and the money's there now, but versus somebody like a Draymond Green who did all 4 years at Michigan, still became an NBA All-Star and can always go back to the school and be a legend. You know what I'm saying? So it's just about, it's kind of pros and cons to both of it, but it's what works for you and what's the best fit for you. And a lot of times you'll see the guys that stayed in college longer have more longevity than the one and dones. Yeah. So even the one and dones may have success quick, but then they in and out. Versus the guy who did it 4 years. I think the guy on the Lakers right now, Kuzma. Nobody knew who he was.
He did 4 years.
He did 4 years at University of Nevada. Yeah. And
now he's
Alonzo
doing
Ball
pretty
is
good.
a star and a franchise player, but he's putting up better numbers than Alonzo Ball. So
I'm not a big fan of Alonzo Ball.
I'm not either.
You're a fan.
He's ideal. Like his game is kind of ideal, but he's not consistent. I felt like he was more like a hybrid of like Jason Kidd or a little bit. Yeah. But or
even the dude, I forgot his name. I forgot his name. But he played for Milwaukee. I forgot his name. He was
from Duke.
From Duke. Yeah.
Jabari.
Yeah. So like, if you look at Alonzo Ball, his jump shot is it's questionable at best.
Right.
Like, he can make the jump shot, but it's the form, at least.
He needs work, but I mean, a lot of people needed work when they first came into the league.
Question, see how that goes, it still goes back to even the AAU and still goes back to fundamentals, right? Like that's something you learn how to shoot like that, right? Like, you got guys who shoot like him. He shoots like that. Like that, to me, that's not the best ideal way of shooting. So why? So how did he get why would you teach those fundamentals to?
Well, me, I'm also a basketball trainer too, as well. Just because I play and then I really study basketball, thoroughly. So for me, just because his form is that way doesn't mean he can't shoot. Yeah. So shooting is really about basically what's comfortable for you, but as long as your shot and your elbow lines up to the rim a certain way, it works for you. Like Kevin Martin, who played in the NBA for a long time, played with the Sacramento Kings and a bunch of teams. He has the similar form as Alonzo Ball, and he was one of the top 3-point shooters in the NBA. League. So it's about kind of like getting comfortable, and then learning the speed of the NBA. So the biggest thing from college to the NBA is the speed of the game. So college, you got a 35-second shot clock. NBA, you got a 24-second shot clock. And then learning how to get your shot off faster because those guys are just as athletic as you. So Alonzo Ball, 6'4" point guard, right? Played for UCLA. He's used to playing against guys that's smaller than him.
Yeah, so he was dominating.
So now, okay, I'm playing against a guy 6 foot. He's not going to be able to affect my shot the way a guy 6'2", like a Westbrook, that could jump just as high as I could jump, could affect my shot. So it's kind of learning, just pretty much learning the speed of the game and adjusting from how you played in college to how you play in the NBA.
And that's every night too. So and elite athletes as well.
And he has a bullseye on his back.
Right.
Yeah, his dad. the father's I. We're going to talk about the father because we just switched into the father's. To me, is a marketing genius.
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
He's marketing his brand, his kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's basically saying, listen, they all gonna go to the NBA.
Right.
That's his thought process. Even though his thought process is they overseas. I think the two brothers
Mm-hmm.
is overseas.
Lithuania.
Mm-hmm.
And Lithuania now, I don't know if they starting or coming off the bench. I don't know how that's playing out. I think they had a game. But he's marketing them like, yo, listen, these my boys, they're going to be successful no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do anything I need to do to make sure they're successful. I just don't agree with him taking the son from UCLA and playing overseas because he got caught.
And the whole situation.
Yeah, we talked about that. It's like at some point there should be some type of discipline, you know.
Yeah.
And remember, they're like they're like influencers.
Mm-hmm.
So to the point where you're like telling everyone that it was okay to do that. Mm-hmm. You're telling kids that it's okay to do that.
Yeah.
And it's not. Nah, I don't rock with that. I didn't rock with that at all. Yeah. So he had to be punished somehow, some way. I mean, so
yeah. I mean, I didn't like the fact that he pulled them out of UCLA, but I mean, I think with the media gives you what they want to give you,
mm-hmm.
so we don't really know ideally what went down. But
yeah.
I know for a fact that UCLA was going to suspend him for the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I don't think he necessarily should have took him and brought him overseas. I think maybe he should have transferred him and then let him play next year. But I think, like I said, he has a goal to make his sons make the league. And as a father, you want your kids. You want your kids to play at the highest level.
But what Scouts was saying, this was Scouts. I don't know who was saying it, but somebody was saying like I forgot that brother name. I forgot that guy name. The one that was stealing in China. What was his name?
Jello Ball.
Jello Ball.
Mm-hmm.
They said he's not even like, you know what I'm saying?
On the radar.
On the radar.
No.
To like make it in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I think the younger brother is on a higher lit radar than he is because the younger brother is about the same height as he is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was watching him and I'm like Duke is like what 18, 17 years old. 6'4", 6'4", and he's still getting older and still growing. Come on, like he's overseas and I think he's gonna do better than Jello boy. I don't know his name, but whatever. He's gonna do much better.
Lonzo or Jello.
Yeah,
okay.
The younger one is gonna do much better. I think the younger one has more potential and has a good sense of the game.
I've been watching some of the games though. Jello's putting up more consistent buckets. Like he's hitting his threes. He's getting putbacks. Yeah. Slashing. He's doing a lot because he has like that size.
He has a muscular size to him. Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, I
don't. Yeah, listen, we can't judge talent now. Yeah. You don't know the next 10 years. The next 10 years, he might be freaking the next Kobe Bryant.
Could be.
You know? Could be. But going to Kobe Bryant, that's one of my favorite players.
Yeah.
Kobe's like the best player in the world right now. I say Kobe could be at like 95% of the league right now.
Yeah,
I'm
Kobe's
serious.
real.
Yeah,
like right now, do you think? Not right now. I won't say right now. In Kobe's prom and Jordan's prom, let's talk about Jordan too. In Kobe's prom and Jordan's prom, who do you think will win? Let's just go for team. Like we could just
it depends whatever though. Jordan first 3 rings or Jordan last.
Jordan
3
first. I'm sorry. It's Jordan first 3 rings.
Jordan first 3 rings would probably be Kobe.
Yeah,
because he was more hungrier. And then Jordan, the edge Jordan had over Kobe was, for me, I was both fans. I was like blessed to watch both of them play.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm more of a Kobe fan, which is crazy. But if you really would be real with both of their style of play, Jordan was more of a leader on the floor than Kobe. And he got the most out of his players than Kobe. Yeah. So basketball is a 5-on-5 game. You're talking about 1-on-1.
I think at the
Kobe's,
end,
you know what I mean?
I think at the end, Kobe was not. I won't say at the end, but I want to say like the 4th ring. He was a little like tough on people.
He was, but he still was corny though. You know what I mean? He was like
everybody,
petty. You know what I mean?
Everybody thought Kobe was corny. Like in some ways, like I'm a big Kobe fan. Like Kobe's my favorite player in the world.
Right, me too.
Like Jordan is there, but me watching Kobe and like actually like watching every game Kobe played, like Jordan came in the league at 85, right? 85. I don't even know what year, but he came in the year 85 in June or something like that, right? I was born in April 85. I didn't see him, right? I didn't see Jordan until later, like 90.
Right, of course.
So I seen Kobe whole
you seen him at his best.
You know what I'm saying? Like I literally watched him shoot air balls playing against Utah. Like dropping air ball. I think he did like 8 in a row to something like that. So that's why Kobe's my favorite player, because I watched him like do numbers, like put up numbers. I watched him do 81. You know what I'm saying? I watch Kobe do everything. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I will always say,
give him that edge.
Yeah, I will always give him that edge. Like I went to the game when he was at the Barclay, and I'm like, yo, like Kobe just had like 26, but he had like a highlight dunk, and I'm like, dang, I don't even know the numbers. He probably had like mad turnovers or something.
You talking about the last game he played at Barclays?
No, he did his thing. The last game against...
The last game he did his thing. I'm talking
about
Barclays. Like, it was like 2 years. It was like 2 years.
Oh, 2 years ago.
It was like 2 years ago he came to the Barclays. This is, I think, the Barclays had like just most recently opened. But okay, yeah. So we gotta basically like just look at it like Kobe is like one of the best players, and Jordan will be the best player in that era.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So once you realize, like, in the Pistons days, Jordan was down. Jordan was like, he couldn't even, he could, they was dominating him until he worked out. But I never seen nobody do that to Kobe.
I mean, the
game changed because hand checking and stuff like that and everything else was just like a little different.
But I mean, Kobe got dominated early in his career.
Right.
So, you know, I think to say he didn't get dominated would be truth. It'd be a little bit of truth to it, but it's also, you got to look at their careers. But then you can't take away that Kobe came in the league from high school.
Yeah.
So it was a totally different thing. And then Kobe wasn't really the guy on LA as far as Jordan was the guy from rookie year to the end of his career. You know what I mean? Kobe had to play in front of Eddie Jones. If you really look at it, Nick Van Exel, he had a bunch of guys, even Shaq. So that was Shaq's team.
See, my thing is, back to Kobe and Shaq, right? They had the same identical numbers, right, in the finals. What happened? You
I already know you about to go with it.
Kobe should have won MVP of the finals. They had the same identical numbers.
Which one though? Which finals though?
Oh man, this was a while ago, man. I looked at these numbers.
So
they won Philly. They won Philly, or
they won 3 finals together, didn't they?
This was 2. 3. They won 3 rings. This was in Philly though. This was in Philly.
Talking about when they played as Iverson.
Yeah. Kobe dominated in his way, and Shaq dominated in his way. I don't know why they didn't do the co-MVP. I don't know why they didn't do that. I feel like Kobe was rigged. Kobe was beat for that one. I'm just saying. That's my personal opinion. Real conversation. That's what I'm just saying.
No.
Like, they can listen to it, and I'll tell them. I tell Kobe. I tell Shaq.
I mean, for me, it's just, like I said, watching the game. I'm a Kobe fan, but in those years, Shaq was just such a dominant force that is like, it's almost like you can't say you can't take one without the other.
Yeah.
But you feel like if you would have took Shaq from that team, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? So versus you say, all right, if I put another wing there at that time with Shaq,
so you
possible that might be the same result.
You saying Shaq would have won if Kobe wouldn't have been there?
I mean, kind of.
Because like
you got Kobe fan, you know.
So you're not a Kobe fan.
I'm just being real. I mean, I'm a Kobe fan, but I'm gonna be real because at that point, if you look what Shaq did in that era, man, Shaq was probably the most dominant force in the NBA. Shaq took Orlando Magic team to the finals with nobody, with Nick Anderson and Dennis Scott, who was an announcer. Who probably people will remember him as an announcer more than a player.
Nah, I remember Nick
Real
Anderson.
Conversations. You know,
just don't. Listen, I'm a big fan. I was a big fan of Nick Van Exel, and when he was on LA, right? And he,
lefty.
Yeah, and he was dope. And I feel like once Kobe got that demand the ball, like he want the ball and crunch time, I think Kobe became like that type of guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That crunch time type of player.
For sure.
Now we talking about crunch time. We want to talk about LeBron. I'm a big LeBron fan too now because Kobe left. Kobe left us, so I got to go do something else. So it's like, so I got to go to Kobe. I got to go to LeBron route. LeBron is like the best player of his era, and I'm 32. So that era,
still your era,
still my era.
Yeah,
like that's still his era.
Mm-hmm.
Like Melo, I feel like went south, literally. He went west, right? He went west.
Yeah,
and I don't feel like he in when LeBron was in college, high school, and Melo was in college, I always thought to me Melo was the best. Melo was the man. He had that step, jab step, he shoot. I love that. Now it's like, now where's he at? He had like 20-something points the other night, but
so we going LeBron versus Melo, or we going LeBron era?
LeBron era. That's his domain. Like he went to the finals 9 times, right?
Yeah.
And won 3? Right? 3 rings?
LeBron?
Yeah,
3 rings.
LeBron
Miami
3 rings.
and
Cleveland, Miami twice, Cleveland once. To me, that's your era. You went there 9 times.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
You got no, you know, even though you lost
to get there, it's tough.
To get there, it's tough. That means you played your ass off every game. Like you wasn't playing. You was, even though he did, I do think LeBron take plays off, like every athlete do. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think Melo, but if you compare Melo to LeBron, as far as like championships, I don't think he had the opportunity to, I guess, orchestrate or dictate who plays around him as well too. So I think LeBron had so many opportunities to get different players to come play, or had the opportunities to go to other teams. Versus Melo is like he really didn't have that much control within the NBA, or took the liberty to actually do that.
That was his fault though. He signed that $5 million contract, opt out in the what? $4 million four-year contract, opt out, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron's smart. He played it smart. Like, listen, I'm playing 3. I'm opting out in 2. Right? Well, matter of fact, it was one point where him, D Wade, Chris Bosh had the same contract.
Yeah.
And Melo just
took
said,
a cut.
And Melo was like, I'm gonna do more years on my contract. And that's when I think he was in Denver at the time. So if you look at that, Melo in Denver, no success.
Right.
I think he made it to the
Western Conference Finals.
Yep.
Western Conference.
Lost to the Lakers.
And he played, and at that time he had Iverson on his team. Am I correct?
Billups. I think
Chauncey Billups, J.R.
Billups.
Smith, Kenyon Martin.
Big shot.
Flalo.
Earl Boykins.
Birdman.
He's good though. He's good.
But he had like, I want to say a mediocre team because he had Big Shot up there, but it was like no way for him to, like, he wasn't going to win again. He wasn't going to lose it. He wasn't going to win against the Lakers. That's just a fact. I think they got swept actually. If I'm not mistaken. Don't hold me to that, people. I don't know. I forgot. It was a long time ago, but Kobe still was in the league. I forgot everything after Kobe left. But if you look at his numbers in the playoffs, I mean, if you look at Melo numbers in the playoffs, it just tells you that he was never like gonna get to that peak. Like even right now, like if they make it to the playoffs right now, they're not gonna win. The OKC won't win because of Melo.
It depends on. I mean, the first, I guess, to answer your question about Melo is just a numbers guy. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna put up big numbers, but his team probably won't have the success as a LeBron type player because of LeBron's dominance as far as affecting the whole game defensively, with assists, with different things. It's a whole dynamic of a different type of player. Even when Melo was in New York, he got a lot of backlash. So they call Melo the ball stopper. When the ball gets to Melo, it's like everybody's watching.
It stops. Everybody looking around.
So you figure you say by that you could tell that just the difference of players. And then as far as the championship, he had good teams, but I think to chime in with what Roudy was saying, he didn't really have those mentally tough championship caliber teams. He had a lot of head cases on the team, and then he's not a leader. So you can't lead a team to a championship.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna cut you off quick fast, right? LeBron, he had when he went to the finals against
San
Antonio.
And nobody.
He had nobody. Everybody was mentally weak.
But but then to that demise, the East was terrible that year.
Yeah. it was, because New York was like what? I forgot what seed when New York was. But they probably wasn't even in the.
I know what you're saying though. He still was able to take.
He still was able to take them because he was like you said, he was a leader. LeBron was a leader, and I'm a big Melo fan because Syracuse was my team.
Oh yeah, me too.
Syracuse was my team. Like when they had
Hakeem Warwick,
I thought that was like the best college team because Melo was one of the best college players,
and they won.
And I felt like he fell from that, like he was still the best, but at the end of the day, he wasn't passing the ball like that. He could have at least got like 5 assists. In New York, it was pretty much just like money. Like,
right, but that's what I mean. But that's what I mean by he's a numbers guy.
Yeah.
So you look at guys like even now, like a Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah. Two-way player.
Those guys, two-way player. But not even that. It's like every year, those guys are adding something to their game to make them another to take them to the next level. As far as even like the kid from the Bucks, Antetokounmpo. He's gonna probably be the next top 3 best player in the league because every year he's adding a different.
I would say MVP right now. Yeah. To me, MVP right now, hands down.
Easy.
And he has one of the best coaches.
Oh, he got Jason Kidd with him.
Jason Kidd, who can play the game of ball, like who can pass, shoot, and all that. Oh man, Jason Kidd to me was dope. He was like the best all around point guard.
Yeah, it was ideal for him to get a ring. I mean, even though that year, Miami should have won that. That was a ring that LeBron should have won.
I think that's what turned a lot of people off about LeBron. That closing part, like they was supposed to have won. Like I think they had him 3-1.
Yep.
They had him 3-1
and lost,
and they just like fucking play no more. Like they just all hands.
They
off.
thought they was going to just give up.
Yeah,
that's what they thought.
Yeah. But you can't though, because at that time, Bosh was like the premier small forward in the league, playing against Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah, who was in his prime,
but a little slow, a couple steps slower, but who always had a great jump shot, even to now.
Yeah,
they should have won.
Yep,
it was no way you gonna let these guys win. You know what I'm saying? that made me mad.
That hurt me.
See, Kobe was still in the league, so it really didn't hurt me. Because at the end of the day, every year that Kobe was in the league, I thought we was going to win a ring. Like, hands down, like we was going to win. But LeBron, he proved something to me that series, that he wasn't a closer. And I just want to get you guys' opinion, because you're a Kobe fan, so you can't use Kobe because I'm going to use Kobe, so don't worry about that. But I think Kyrie will be one of the best closers of all time. Do you agree?
You want to go first?
I could put him up there. As one of the best. It just all depends, though. It's
Kyrie.
Of all time? I don't know about all time, though. I can't.
How old is Kyrie?
I can't say
How old is
all
Kyrie?
time.
Kyrie 25.
25.
Kyrie won't be a better closer than Steph Curry, though.
Nah.
And I'll say that because to say Kyrie right now, he's gonna learn it, but he puts too much emphasis on trying to be the closer. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you don't have to be the closer.
Just win.
It doesn't have to fall in your lap. Just win.
Right.
Just win.
But with him, it's like he has to make the big shot. He has to make the big play. And I think that was a big issue with him leaving Cleveland. Just the whole dynamic of, is it going to be me or Bron?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So as far as with Steph Curry won 2 titles, right? Mm-hmm. And he closed those games. Last year, KD kind of closed the series. But
KD was the MVP.
Yeah, but the 2 years that they got to the finals.
Oh yeah, he was the most.
He was the guy, player. And it was sometimes it wasn't even making the play, like the play that people always talk about. It was the 2 plays before that. Mm-hmm. So that's what happens with closers. Like being a closer, sometimes you have to pick and choose your battles.
I have like 3 questions before we close, right? And who do you feel like is the best center in the best center of all times?
That's tough.
Like, I'm gonna go first, and I'm gonna say Shaq.
I mean, it all depends on what you list as best centers. Like, you can go Bill, because he got a lot of rings. You could go Jabbar. It all depends. Skill set too.
I go with Shaq because most dominant in that whole era that he was in. Even with Elijah won, he was still dominant.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it would be Shaq. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'd be Shaq.
Yeah,
I'll go Shaq.
Yeah. Shaq is Shaq.
Yeah.
Shaq on TNT, making a fool, but he's doing his thing. Next question.
Shaq in the fool.
Shaq was scary though. Shaq looked like he's just gonna hurt somebody. But next question. Who's winning the finals this year? Who's winning? Like a definite. And we can't say, oh well, Cleveland, they didn't get it together. Cleveland is what it is right now. The only thing they can do is just get some older players. That's what they normally do. So, who you think right now?
Golden State.
I mean, if I had to pick one, I'm going to pick 2. But if I had to pick one, it would be Golden State. If not, the Rockets. I think either Golden State or the Rockets are going to win this year. I think the Rockets have a decent team to beat Golden State if they stay healthy.
I'm not going to pick. Kobe not playing. Kobe not playing. Nah, I'll pick Cleveland.
Okay.
Just because LeBron is going to be hungry. He's going to have to He's going to have to carry that whole weight of crap on his back. And literally, like, that's why I see that. I don't think he's like.
Got to get more healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Once he gets healthier.
Rose is back yesterday.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The D-Rose played yesterday.
Yeah. How did it go?
Did I? They won.
Oh, yeah. All right, so listen. Tell the people where they can follow you guys on and your platform as we close this podcast. Let them know where they can follow you guys on your Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever platforms you guys have. And support your brand. Go ahead, y'all.
Yeah. Once again, it's Roudy St.Fleur, and also known as Making Moves. And my Instagram is MKNMVZ. That's Making Moves. And the same thing for my website and everything else as well, pretty much.
And mine's is I'm Brian Gardenhire on Facebook, like Ron Gardenhire, the baseball player. And then on Instagram it's BG Mr. LES Express. And then you can also follow my business page, which is LES Express _NYC. And follow me all day long. I like all your pictures.
Yep. Definitely, man. Follow these brothers, man, because they're doing good things in the community and they well-rounded with basketball, man. Like, they know basketball, and that's dope.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you for having us.
Yes, man. This is Real Conversations, episode 19 in the books. Oh man, 20 gonna be crazy. Holla at us. Real conversation.
LAS Express. Making moves, New York.
Making moves.
Create, never compete.
Yes. One.